My name is Denver Clark, founder of Embodied Health, and today we will be doing a practice that's a floor-based practice for a nervous system reset. So if you've been a little stressed out, overwhelmed, anxious, this is the practice for you. You'll want some space to lie down. If you have a yoga mat, that's great, but if you don't, the floor is fine. You'll also want 1 to 2 yoga blocks, and if you have one, a strap as well. Let's begin on our back. Take some time to stretch out on your mat. And if it's more comfortable to place a bolster or a blanket under your knees, that can tilt your pelvis and relieve your lower back pain here. Take a few moments to do whatever you need to do to find a position that feels supported and relaxed, where you can let go of any areas that you are unconsciously holding on to. In the shoulders, maybe tuck them under and back. In the jaw, maybe take a moment to stretch out the jaw or yawn. And in the hips and the lower back, maybe wiggle around a little bit until you feel like you can fully let go, as much as you can in this moment at least. And once your body is positioned in a sustainable place, from the physical body, we'll start to dive inward and begin to notice the breath. And without any judgment or expectation, just become aware of what your breath is sharing with you today. Perhaps your breath is short and shallow. Maybe it feels strained, maybe not. Just acknowledging the breath for where it is right now. Breath is the beginning and the end. It's the first thing we do when we come into the world. It's the last thing we do before we leave this body. So let it share with you how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. And without any judgment or frustration about what's happening, just acknowledge that. And then perhaps invite your breath to begin to deepen. Breathing in through the nose, feel the lungs expand. See if you can pour the breath deeper down into the lower ribs, into the belly, filling like a balloon. And then exhaling, let the belly sink, let the ribs relax, let the chest soften, let the throat relax. Inhale, fill the lungs, ribs and belly. Exhale from the belly, the ribs, and the lungs. Perhaps begin to notice the way your body moves in response to the breath. And allow those two elements of breath and body to connect with one another. And if it's difficult to focus on what we're doing, if you're scattered and distracted, you might choose to set a mantra for your practice. Really more of a reminder, if you will. Just say to yourself inward, inhale, exhale. Telling yourself mentally that you are in fact breathing in and out. Inhale, exhale. And maybe that little mental exercise of just speaking about the breath can keep you present for the next few minutes. When you are ready on an inhale, let's invite the arms to come up above our head and reach toward the opposite wall with your toes. I'm outside, so I have no walls. And then on an exhale, can you invite your right knee into your chest? Give it a little hug here. Now the left leg can be straight on the ground, or you can bend it and place the sole of the foot on the floor if that's more comfortable. And to keep your balance, you might even let that knee drop open if it feels okay. Maybe circle the ankle of the foot of the leg that you're holding a few times in each direction. And just notice the sensation of your thigh making contact with your belly. And then from here, we can grab onto the back of the thigh with our hands, or you can choose to leave your hands down on the mat, whatever feels more comfortable for you. On an inhale, let's straighten the knee, flex the foot, and push the heel up toward the sky, pulling the toes back towards your face. Think about what you feel in the calf here as you do this. As you exhale, bend the knee, point the toes down to the mat, and notice any sensation in the front of your shin. And then with your breath, just connecting breath and movement, follow your inhale to straighten the leg. Follow your exhale to bend the leg. Inhale, step on the ceiling, heel to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, point the toe to the ground. From here, let's take our left hand to our right knee and draw that leg across the body into a twist. And you can keep the bottom left leg bent or straight, whatever feels more authentic to you in this moment. Feel free to let this knee hang, or if you feel the need for a bit more support today, you can put your block or any other pillows you have nearby, just shove it under your knee, right? Take a few moments here. Notice any sensations in your lower back. Without judgment of what's happening in the body, just to stay present in this moment, in this practice. Acknowledge what's happening in your body. Use descriptive words instead of emotional words. So instead of pain, maybe you can say there's tension, there's compression, there's stiffness, there's space. Speaking in neutral terms about whatever sensations we're feeling can help take our ruminating emotions away from the practice. And then when you're ready, bringing the leg back to center, let's go ahead and reach over for your strap. We're going to place it over the ball of the foot and coming down a little deeper into the leg. Remember that a strap is not a torture device, right? It's just a way to reach onto your foot, so we don't have to be straining to grab. You might even drop your elbows down to the ground. With the strap on the ball of the foot, that gives us a bit of resistance. So let's go ahead on an exhale and push through the ball of the foot against the strap. So just a little bit of resistance, warming up the calf a bit here. And then on an inhale, let the toes come back towards your face and really elongate the back of that calf. A couple more of these with your breath, pushing into the strap as if it were taffy. Imagine the strap were flexible. Give yourself a little resistance. Spread the toes like Barbie in the movie. And then pull the toes back towards your face. Again, let this be really easy. Just focus on what's happening in the calf, in the ankle, in the foot. Let the rest of the body just kind of be. And then what we're going to do is floss the ankle a little bit here. So let's pull on the left side of the strap and allow our foot to turn inward. Notice how that feels on the outside of your shin here. And then do the other side, pulling on the right side of the strap. Notice the ankle rotate in the opposite direction, turning out. And if you happen to have sounds around you like I do, I don't know why somebody is blowing leaves or whatever they're doing in the woods behind my house, but that's okay. Just stay focused on the breath and the body. It's good practice in pratyahara, withdrawing from outside distractions. A couple more of these with your breath, rotating the foot in. Just give the left side of the strap a little pull and rotate the foot out. And then from here, let's bring both ends of the strap into the right hand and place your left hand on your hip. This leg can be straight, or again, if the knee is bent to balance, you might let the knee drop open to the side. We're going to start to open that leg out toward the right side, only as far as it wants to go. Let that left hip be heavy on the ground. Try not to tip over in the direction that that leg is opening. Breathe here. Inhale, exhale. And And then slowly bring the leg back to center. And the tricky thing is bringing the leg up slowly using the adductors and the strength of your inner thigh. Now let's pass that strap into the opposite hand. Keep the leg straight and cross it over the center of your body, but don't lift your hip off the ground. So it's different than our twist. We're going to keep the pelvis flat on the floor. And you may begin to notice something in the outside of that leg. Breathe here into whatever you're feeling. Pressing the back of the right glute into the ground. If you want more, turn that ankle in a little bit. Notice how that feels in the lower leg. Whew. Breathe. And whatever sensations you're feeling, you might imagine that those are emotions in your body. We want to breathe them out, release them, let them go, like Elsa says. Slowly coming back to center. You can leave that foot in the strap if you want and lower the leg slowly. Give yourself a little support as the leg comes down with your strap. Relax here and take the strap out, move it over to the side, and give that right leg a little shake. The magic of our yoga asana practice on the mat is giving us interoceptive awareness. And interoception is what's happening in my body from moment to moment that is subtly changing. So notice the difference, if any, between your right leg and your left. Pause in the middle. And then when you're ready, we'll take another stretch, reaching arms out long toward the opposite wall, maybe flexing and pointing the ankles. Exhale, let's invite the left knee into the chest. And the right leg can be straight or bent or open, right? Couple breaths here, maybe circle that ankle a few times. Just breathe. Notice how the sensation of the thigh against the belly feels. Notice your lower back in this position. Is this sustainable? Do you need something under that knee? And then you can lay your arms down on the mat, or you can grab the back of the thigh if you like. Inhale, straighten the leg. Press the heel up toward the sky. Pull the toes back to the face. Notice what's happening in the back of the calf. Exhale, bend the knee, point the toes down to the mat. A couple more of these with your breath. Let the breath come first. Let your body move in response. If the breath is nice and slow, let the movement be slow. The slower you move, the more you'll feel. And then with the knee bent, let's grab onto that leg with the opposite hand, pull it across into a twist, and let the bottom leg do whatever's most comfortable. Straighten or bend that knee. You can place a support under your knee that's twisted, or you can let it just hang. Breathing here. Inhale, exhale. And then slowly coming back onto our back, we put the ball of the foot into our strap and extend the leg up. Using the strap for a little bit of resistance here. On an exhale, let's push the ball of the foot into the strap, spread the toes wide, see if you can look at the sky and see the color of the sky between all of your toes. And then inhale, flex the foot, press the heel up toward the sky. So the resistance of the strap, just a little bit here, just a little pull on the strap, gives us a little bit more. And you may notice if you move even more slowly, you feel even more of those tiny articulate muscles in the ankle, in the foot, and in the lower leg. Now, coming back to a nice flat foot, let's give the right side of the strap a little pull and allow it to turn the ankle inward. What do you notice, if anything, along that lower leg? I live in Florida and we wear flip-flops and we shuffle around. We don't really use our ankles a whole lot in flip-flops, so this is a pretty intense feeling. And this muscle, fibularis muscle, goes underneath the arch of your foot like a stirrup, comes all the way up and crosses over your knee. So it makes sense if you're feeling it here. And then let's pull on the left side of the strap and do the opposite side. So now we're turning the foot out in the opposite direction. And then we can just kind of floss the ankle, pulling in and out. Notice how you feel in the foot, in the ankle. Notice the grip here. Try not to fight the strap. If it's hard to hold on, you can always wrap it around and just let your hands kind of relax here. Strap is not a torture device. And then when you're ready, placing the strap, both ends of the strap in the left hand, allow that leg to open slowly. Keep the right hip grounded. So if it helps to bend the knee and open it to counterweight, you can do that. And then when the leg is going to go as far as it wants to today, just breathe here for a few moments. Maybe an exhale through the mouth once or twice. We call that a falling out breath, which helps us let go of any really heavy sensations in the body. Right? The issues are in the tissues. So sometimes just letting it out with a nice big sigh, or even a big ugly noise like can help release some of that in the body and in the mind. Now slowly, this is the tricky part, drag that leg up to center. Pass the strap into your opposite hand and then cross over the midline just enough to start to feel that stretch in the outer leg. See if you can keep that hip flat on the ground. If you want more here, turn the ankle in like we did before. If you still want more, bring the leg up closer to your face. Ooh, baby, that's a little too much. And just breathe here. Into that fibularis muscle in the lower leg, into your IT band. And then slowly back to center. Release the leg. Release the strap. Take a moment here. Give it a little shake. And then on an inhale, perhaps another big stretch here, arms and legs in opposite directions. Exhale, inviting both knees in. Give yourself a hug for showing up today, getting out of bed, doing the things you need to do. And then rolling over onto one side, pausing here for a moment. When you're ready, pressing up to a seated position. Now you might choose to sit flat on the ground, but you might want to put something like a folded blanket or a pillow underneath your hips. We elevate the hips, we allow the pelvis to tilt forward, and that can relieve some of the strain in the lower back. Let's go ahead and grab our blocks, and we're just going to bring them nearby so we can easily access them. Take a moment here, feel free to close the eyes or just keep the gaze soft. And then we'll start with the shoulders. Inhale forward and up with the shoulders. Exhale back and down into your back pockets. Big shoulder circles. Now you can stay with this action, just the shoulders. Or if you want to feel like you're making this a little bigger, you can bring your hands onto your shoulders and circle the elbows. Try to touch the elbows together in front of your face. Think about touching the elbows to the ceiling. Then imagine you could touch them together behind your back. It's not possible, but pretend, and then down to the floor. Big circles. Breathing primarily through the nose, but if there's a lot to let go of, a falling out breath through the mouth is good. And traditionally in yoga, we learn that When we exhale through the mouth, we're leaking prana or life force. And so doing an excessive amount of sighing, if we're depressed, for example, takes even more of our energy out of our body. So breathing in and out through the nose is really designed to help us build heat and energy and contain it, so we have enough energy to do the things we need to do, right? So from here, let's pick up one of our blocks and hold it between our fingertips. I like to put it kind of out on my fingers, give myself a little more room. And we're going to just stretch the block out in front of us. Take a nice big breath here, lift your chest, and then exhale, receive that block like it's a gift. You're going to pull it into your lower belly. Try to keep the elbows from splaying out. Really pull them in and back. Good. And if it feels good, you can even bring your chin onto your chest. Inhale, give the block. Exhale, receive the block. Squeezing those elbows together. Lift the sternum. Touch the block to your belly. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. This is chaturanga, right? So we don't have to do complex things on our mat to get something out of our practice. We can, there's time and a place for that, but if we're feeling a little low energy, we need something a little bit softer, we can still get that really powerful shoulder engagement for better posture. Now we're going to take our block and we're going to put it between our forearms. And this helps us stay from or keep from pulling our elbows out to the side. So we're going to hug the block gently here. And then inhale, just bring it up toward the sky as if you could pass it behind your head. Exhale, pull it in, and we're going to tuck the elbows in and squeeze the breath out. So we'll do sort of a seated cat and cow, curling in. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart. Pass the block back behind you, maybe look up. And exhale, crawling in. Sort of an exaggerated cat and cow. Inhale, hug that block, raise the arms as far up and back as is comfortable, or maybe not comfortable, appropriate today, and curl it. Good, and then coming up nice and tall. Now we're going to take that block around our head as much as we can. So I'm going to put mine between my wrists, but I'm going to still keep it where the forearms are, so I'm not cheating here. And we're going to bring the block up and back, and around behind our head, and in and down. Check in, make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Notice your breath, go the other way. Big circle. Good, and once more each way if you feel okay with that today. Ooh. And then the other way. Good, relax, put your block over out of the way. Take a moment here, maybe circle the shoulders a few more times if that feels good to you. And then inhale, bring the chest and heart forward. Exhale, curl in and squeeze the breath out, nose to belly button. A couple more of these with your breath, seated cat and cow. And then you can stay with this, or maybe it would feel good to you to make some nice big circles with your rib cage. Pick a direction. Just stirring the spine around inside the pelvis. Reverse the other way. Really exploring the range of motion of the rib cage. And then coming back up to center. We're going to come on to hands and knees briefly here. I'll go this way. You might put a blanket under your knees. We'll bring the knees wide apart and the heels together, sitting back onto the heels for Child's Pose, Balasana. Now, one option you may want to explore here is to support your torso, bringing the floor up to you a little bit. So I'm going to take one block under my belly and then the other block up here. I can turn these up higher for more support. And then I want to make some room here, so I might adjust this block accordingly. But placing this underneath my torso and allowing my body to relax over it. I can place my hands under my head here, like this. And just think about how that feels in your body. Sometimes it can take some of the pressure off of the knees and the hips and the head too, especially if you feel a lot of pressure in your neck in Child's Pose. If you'd prefer to do this without the blocks, of course, that is your prerogative because this is your practice, so you can take those away as well. And the arms can be outstretched long, or maybe folded into your head. And here in this position, just notice the weight of the body melting into the earth. And allow yourself to really lean into the stability of the earth beneath you. If life is feeling scattered, as Rumi says, if the fruit bowl has been upended, take some time to just connect with the earth. Melt into the floor. Let the earth hold you up. If it feels good, you can be still here, or you might explore some gentle movement of the hips, rocking side to side. We'll be here for just 3 more breaths. You could get playful. You can walk your hands to one corner and take a nice big stretch here. And then maybe to the other side. And then slowly coming up. We're going to come back to seated. That's it, you know. It's one of those days. So let's take our block. We're going to explore with this block between the shoulder blades. I like to place it on the tall end because I find that these little edges dig right in between my rhomboids, you know, that tricky spot between your shoulder blades, and I get a nice deep massage there. If that's too intense, of course you can lay the block flat, tall like this, or you can turn it wide if that's better for your body, right? There are options. If the option you choose feels wrong, it probably is for you today, right? So get creative and see what works best for you. We're going to place that block behind us on the mat, and we want the edge that's closest to us to be right about where the bottom of our shoulder blades are. If you wear a bra, that would be where your bra strap is as well. The legs are going to be comfortable. We're going to start to lower back over that block. And if you happen to have 2 blocks like I do, or maybe a block and a blanket, you can use the second one to support your head. You can let your head fall back and just open, but it's not comfortable to do that for everybody. So another block under the head is good. And then allow your arms to be in a position that's comfortable for you. Opening the heart can unlock a lot of protective mechanisms in the muscles of the chest. That defensiveness that we have emotionally manifests physically as if we were crossing our arms all the time to protect ourselves, right? The muscles can be doing that action even if we're not actually in that position. And so a heart opener like this might feel a bit intense. So you can replace this block with something much smaller, say a rolled up hand towel from your bathroom. And it will have a similar effect, right? Just not quite so intense. Let your legs be in a comfortable position. Notice your breath. And then imagine whatever it is that's sitting on your heart emotionally, mentally today. Imagine it just flying out. Let it go. Take as many of those falling out breaths, those big ugly sighs as you need. Just release whatever you're holding on to there. Open the heart, and the heart opens you. Salt of the Creator, eye of the beholder, arms stretched overhead to receive the rainfall of pure clarity, and let it come down. Surrender to the boundless earth, sea, and sky. Place them like a garland around the altar of your life. Seal a prayer for peace at its base. Swim in its mysteries, unafraid of sinking. Open the heart, and the heart opens you. Let's just take 3 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale. And then when you are ready to come out, placing the hand behind the head to support your neck, lift the head and remove any props that are behind it. Move those out of the way. You're going to roll onto one elbow, take your block out, and just come to lie on your back. And it may take a moment for your body to adjust here, so feel free to just relax as everything softens. And then we're going to take that same block or rolled up towel or blanket, and we're going to place it under the hips for a supported bridge. So we're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, slide the block down low. I like mine the wide way like this, nice and flat, under your tailbone. You don't want it touching your lower back. You want it close to your feet. And then you can nod your knees inward. Take a little internal rotation to make some space around your sacrum. Or if it's comfortable today, you can straighten your legs and let gravity start to open your hip flexors. Take some deep breaths here. Three more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, bending the knees, placing the feet firmly on the earth, press into the feet, slowly lift the hips, remove the block. Maybe walk your feet a little wider and let your knees just kind of windshield wiper from side to side. And the wider your feet are, the more you might notice when you turn that knee in, a little release in the inner thigh. If that feels good and you want to hang out a little longer, you can, or you can keep rocking. And then if there's something else you'd like to do before we settle in for Shavasana, perhaps a happy baby pose, grabbing onto the thighs or the ankles or the feet, rocking side to side. Maybe you want to gather a prop for our short Shavasana, a blanket under your knees, or cover up or put an eye pillow across your eyes. And then as we release down onto the mat, I want to invite you to take something nearby that's light, like a yoga block if you have one, or pillow, and place it on your belly. And let your body relax here. And then we're just going to focus on the breath. So as you inhale, feel the breath come in through the nose, fill the lungs. And when the lungs expand, they push downward into the contents of the belly. The belly rises and fills like a balloon in all directions, and the block will lift up on the inhale. And on the exhale, the block will sink as the belly relaxes and the lungs deflate, and all the contents of the belly can spread out again. Inhale down, fill the body, feel the block lift. Exhale, relax. And this is how we'll take our Shavasana today, a short one. Just feeling the block rise and fall. And it might be helpful again to return to your affirmation, to your little mantra inhale. Exhale. As long as you are breathing, there is more right with you than wrong with you, no matter what is wrong. Jon Kabat-Zinn said that. So if all you can do today is breathe, stay with that. We'll take just another minute or two here. And now, taking a deep breath, coming back to reality. When you feel ready, slowly begin to move or stretch. And roll carefully onto one side and help yourself up to a seated position. Eyes open or closed, whatever is more comfortable for you. I invite you to place a hand on your heart, maybe one on your belly, and just feel your body breathing. Feel the support of the earth holding you up. Feel the temperature of the air against your skin. And notice that you are here now. And you are in a controlled environment. I hesitate to say the word safe, but at this moment, you're okay. My hope is that this practice has given you just a moment of pause, maybe some time to ground, to reconnect with your body, with the earth. I honor the light in you that also shines within me, respect and love and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.